Have you ever wondered how artists like Post Malone, Bruno Mars or Billie Eilish get their vocals to sound so clear, clean and lush? What's the magical formula? What's the secret trick they're using on vocals? Knowing this could completely change your mixes forever. Well, let me show you how. Post Malone uses loads of effects on his vocals, but if you put too many effects on like reverb and delay, it can sound really messy like this.
Look into your eye, I feel so alive, alive, and all the time. When I see you dancing, I just feel so high, but now you're gone.
It's just not clear, there's too much reverb everywhere, and you just can't hear what's going on with the track. So here's how we fix that. Firstly, I've set up two buses. First one is a reverb bus, and the second one is delay bus. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to send the vocals to these buses. So the first one is going to the reverb, which is the Valhalla, which is my reverb of choice. I've got this on a fairly long decay of 5 seconds with a pre-delay of 51 milliseconds. I've also put high cuts on this, so I'm cutting at around 2.7K and around 570. That means what it's going to do, it's not going to have the reverb on the super highs and the super lows. It's very focused around where the vocal is. And on the delay bus, I'm using the H delay from Waves. It's an 8th note and it's in ping pong mode. I've also done high and low cuts for the same effect that I want to get from the reverb, so that I'm not doing the super highs and super lows. It's just focused on the vocal itself.
Look into your eye, I feel so alive, alive, and all the time.
Now, I really love the long reverb on it because that's giving it that Post Malone vibe, but it's wishy-washy, it's all over it, and it's fighting against the main vocal. It's just on all the time at the moment. So to remedy this, we're going to put a compressor underneath each of these effects on their bus. And this is where the magic happens. We're not just going to compress the effects, we're actually going to use the sidechain facility on the compressor to pull the reverb and the delay down when the vocal comes in, and then release it when the vocal's not there. This will give us a really nice clean vocal, but we still have that long reverb tail and the full effect of the sound. So how do we set this up? Well, we go to the sidechain section of the compressor. We sidechain it to the lead vocal. We're going to use quite a high ratio of 15:1. We're going to use a release time, quite long release time, so it's not so abrupt when it's coming back in. And then we're going to set the attack time for how quickly we want the reverb to be compressed. And then we're going to pull the threshold down until we're getting around minus 10 dB of gain reduction on the meter. So we can then duplicate this over for the delay. So what we've done with these compressors is every time the vocal comes in, it's just going to duck the level of the reverb and the delay out of the way of the vocal, creating a pocket for it to sit in. Once the vocal stops, the compressors release, then we hear the tail of the reverb and the delays. And that's why we get away with a long reverb time of around 5 seconds.
Look into your eye, I feel so alive, alive, and all the time. When I see you dancing, I just feel so high, but now you're gone.
And now in context with the whole track.
Look into your eye, I feel so alive, alive, and all the time. When I see you dancing, I just feel so high, but now you're gone. Look into your eye, I feel so alive, alive, and all the time. When I see you dancing, I just feel so high, but now you're gone.
If you love this, then you're going to love my mixing course. It's called the Mixing Accelerator. It's a quick course in how to mix. If you want to go deep, there's the deep dive course there too. Just go to streaky.com where you'll see loads of stuff on mixing and mastering. If you got something out of this, then drop me a like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.